So, our first port of call is another win for Reading. This is getting crazy now. What an incredible start by the Royals. Off they go to Blackburn. And it was Blackburn 2, Reading 4. And many people, including me, said, okay, this will be a very revealing expose of what we're really going to get from Reading this season. Blackburn, good front three. You know, they've won some games quite handsomely. If Reading are the real deal, they'll go there and win maybe. Well, are Reading the real deal? Because they went there and they won quite handsomely by the look of it here. Reading there, pretty staid, solid formation. Be interested in terms of that team shape, because they have been playing 4-2-3-1. If there is a Reading fan who watched the game, can let me know whether it was a 4-3-1-2 or SofaScore have got that wrong, because it has been Rinomhota and Laurent, with normally Lucas João up front and possibly Elise off the left and Semedo in the 10 and Maite down the right. Let me know in the chat if that team shape is correct, or he did indeed plump for a 2 up top. For Blackburn, that looks pretty unchanged to me. Maybe Holtby coming in, and someone will correct me in the chat. But the front three that scored 4 with the on-fire Adam Armstrong, you can see he's going to get another 2 in this one, stayed the same with Harvey Elliott in there, so no spot for Tyrese Dolan or Sam Gallagher, although you can see they are both going to get on the pitch. Right, let's have a look at this. And literally straight from kickoff, you know you're in a good moment where you take a centre, you boot it down the ground just to get up the pitch, and it's a complete aberration here, knocked, I think, by the Blackburn player just to the side. I think the keeper has moved over because he thinks it's coming all the way through. That's Pears in goal rather than Kaminsky, by the way. I should have mentioned that. And look, it leaves Maite with an open goal after 10 seconds to slide it in, and he puts in his 4th of the season. Reading have had a really great start, but things are going right, aren't they, at the moment? Very confident and in a very good mode at the moment. Speaking of very confident, look at that for a finish. Adam Armstrong there, under pressure, on the half volley, off both feet off the ground there. He's going to guide that in on the near post. Adam Armstrong is increasing in value every single week, isn't he? And he's going to get another goal in this one and go up to 9 in the first 8 games. So there's the equaliser. There is Michael Elise dribbling through. A nice goal that. They caught them. And Elise runs away from his man and sticks in for 2-1. And with their third shot of the half, Reading just ruthless in front of goal this season. Not even in front of goal, ruthless from anywhere. Look at that. I remember Michael Elise scoring one from even further out against Barnsley. That's Josh Laurent. And at the moment, if you're a Reading player and you shoot from 25 yards, where do you think that one's going? Beautifully in off the post. What a great goal by Josh Laurent. That's been a good signing, hasn't it? I didn't suspect him to be, the first team influence that he has been, with people like Swift and Rinomhota and Elise potentially also in those positions. So, kudos for the recruitment there. 3 shots, 3 goals, 3-1, half time. Love it. Love that as well. That's Adam Armstrong. Talk about Reading being ruthless in front of goal. Look at Armstrong there, guiding the diving header in from the cross from the right wing. Brilliant from Armstrong. He is on fire. But so are Reading. And here is a textbook example by Lucas João of how to use a player as a screen. Look, Pears just looking round to his right. João is going to use the defender as the screen and just shape that right-footed into the far corner. And Reading are going to win again, 4-2. That is 7 wins and a draw from the first 8 games. This is a sensational run from Reading. There are the numbers. Blackburn, 65% in the possession, 6 shots to 4 on target. Look at that. Reading, 4 shots on target, 4 goals. Ruthlessly clinical at the moment in front of goal. 2 big chances to 1 to Blackburn in that game. Although I suppose when we're talking about ruthless finishing, Armstrong did finish his 2 chances absolutely beautifully. 620 passes to 327. But what we're getting with Reading at the moment is just massive efficiency, isn't it? any tight game, they're winning. They're literally winning any tight game. And it's now gone on for enough games for us to be looking at this and thinking, I mean, you know, go and sit and do the maths now. That's 22 points from 8 games. You're now looking at 60 from the remaining, how many have we got left? 38 to hit the playoffs. So already Reading have put themselves in a position where they can basically play mid-table form and they're going to finish in the playoffs with this start. That's actually how you can start looking at this now. The longer these type of starts going, it makes it, well, you know, just trundle along now and you're going to land in the playoffs, aren't you? You know, sort of win one, draw one, lose one probably for the rest of the season, and you're going to end up in the playoffs there with 1.66 over each game extrapolated. Blackburn, yeah. So Blackburn have got some very good forward players, and Armstrong is on fire, but there's now a little bit of a sense that they've flat track bullied those big wins against Coventry and Derby and Wycombe, and they need to do something a bit more substantive, is that the word? Against maybe a few more top 6 teams for us to think that they're going to be in with a playoff challenge, but they're potentially going to have a striker who's going to score a hell of a lot of goals this season. He's already got 9, so one more and he's half the way to 20 with, you know, barely any of the season gone already. So Blackburn, yeah, that's my read. Good forward players, need to do some stuff against some of the teams that are going to finish in the top 6. Reading, it's just incredible. Paunovic, if he quits Reading now, will be their greatest manager in history for all of eternity, because how can you beat 7 wins and a draw from 8 games? Well, win 8 of them, I guess, but you know what I'm saying, don't you? Will it continue? Now, there seems to be a bit of a crisis of ability to cope among Reading fans here, I have to say, with the switch in expectations. What I would say to Reading fans, because I've seen a lot of Reading fans, frankly, not being able to cope with what's happening here, which is very strange because you should be really enjoying the brilliant start. Let me just speak directly to Reading fans here. It is not unreasonable for us watching from the outside to say, this is amazing. Can they keep it up? This is a surprise. Can they keep it up? That's not unreasonable. Okay, it's unreasonable to say, oh, this is a fluke and it's definitely going to stop. That's unreasonable. We can't predict the future. But it's not unreasonable for us to question Reading going from, well, where did they finish? Lower middle of the table last season with Bowen, and the season before avoiding relegation, signing Oliveira on loan and bringing in Jose Gomes. It's not unreasonable for the outside world to say, wow, this is quite the change. Can they keep it up? It's also not unreasonable to say Reading are performing with ruthless efficiency in their games. Can they keep it up? And it's also not unreasonable for us to say Reading are winning all of their tight games and everything seems to be going in their favour. They're playing well. None of those things are unreasonable to say. I've just seen a few Reading fans, like I say, and it's not the outside world that's got the issue. Yes, fair enough if people are making unfair comments to the effect of, oh, Reading are definitely going to drop down. They'll come down with the Christmas decorations. This is yeah, that's unreasonable, fine. But if it's someone perfectly reasonably saying all of those things I just said, ruthlessly efficient in goal, in front of goal, tight games going in their favour, and it's an incredible start, can they keep up? Those things are not unreasonable to say. If you're a Reading fan and you're getting very defensive about people saying those things and you're arguing with everybody online and frankly behaving like Reading have been Liverpool under Klopp for the last 3 years and how dare anyone question their 7 wins and a draw, the issue is with you if you're getting defensive about that. So that's what I'll say. I've seen a few Reading fans and the struggle to cope is theirs, not the outside world's. It's been a very, very big change. If you are a Reading fan and you do want my advice, enjoy this. And when someone says, can they keep it up? Maybe the answer should be, yes, this is a massive surprise. We're performing brilliantly and I hope it continues. That might be the answer, rather than how dare you question our 7 wins and a draw from the first 8 games. But please, Reading fans, I tip my hat to your team. What a start. What a start by Paunovic. Brilliant in front of goal. Ruthlessly efficient. And here's the thing we do know. 22 points. 22 points on the board already. It's getting to the point where if Reading get to 10 games, say they score another 4 points from the next 2 games, and they get to 10 games with 25 points, it really gets to the point where Reading can be quite average and they're going to finish in the playoffs. So that is what I will say. Whether or not this continues, this start is so good that it's becoming to look like Reading can pootle through the rest of the season in just average form and they'll finish in the playoffs, and just decent form now. Do you know what I mean? This could really, really have an influence on this table the longer this crazy, brilliant run goes. So, that's my view on Reading. Lots of fun with Reading fans online at the moment. Just enjoy it, Reading fans. It is a surprise. Be honest. Be very honest with yourself. It is a surprise, but it is absolutely brilliant, the start Reading have made, and I tip my hat to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.